Hey y'all, so I wanted to come on here and actually show you how to use the directory. Make sure my hair is right because it's been giving me the... So I get a lot of questions about the directory, how to access it, what's its functions and features. So I wanted to actually record a demo. There is a sneak peek of the directory as well at members.nestedobjects.com/sneak-peek. You'll see the home page and I'm already logged in. So when you go onto the page as a visitor, you won't see this here. This is my icon or my image for my profile. The drop down for members is a bit different than the menu for visitors. I'm going to show you from a member's perspective. This is the MVP. So in the directory, you'll see, and you'll see some of the listings here. There are over 222 listings across 6 pages. When you click on the page, it's going to scroll back up to the top, but you'll see there's 222 listings. All that have been verified and vetted and confirmed that the information provided is correct. We're not giving you outdated listings. We're just not giving you stuff from 15 years ago and recycling it. It's real information. So if you go to the directory page, you'll first see the filters. Coverage by state. If the state is not on here, that means there's no listing in my database that has availability in that state, unless it's a national. National is everywhere. Regional, you'll see regional, but you want to choose regional and the state. So there'll be the regional tag or filter, and then you'll see on there like what states that encompasses. So here you'll see Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, blah, blah. And then for others, you'll see that inside the profile because the text is too long. All right. International, there's only a couple of those. Well, there's more than a couple, but those are the ones who operate outside of the United States, or maybe like virtual, like field agent. Let me change this to all. Now ratings, these are the whole numbers for the ratings. So you'll see 3 stars here, but in the profile, maybe like 2.8. And then you'll have a link to where those ratings come from. They're real ratings, not something that's made up. All right. And then category, if you want to stick to just risk assessment. And then for notaries, remote notaries, virtual, we have those as well. So you can choose which category you want to apply to. And then the pay. This is the minimum. You have some companies that pay $2 per inspection. Lord. And there's minimum of 500, and those are more like the appraisals. So just a couple of things to note about the filters. So go to the profile. First thing you'll see is the logo, the website, what type of business it is, and then the snapshot. The documents are the first thing you see here that are linked. These are documents or links to documents pertaining to like their government contracts. If they have any, you'll see those here. 24 Asset Management does have HUD contracts. You'll see that here and the link to those resources so you can read up on it. Industries overview, just again, some more information about the business itself, the type of work that they offer and the services they provide. And if they have any legal issues pending, you will see those here. So no publicly documented issues or lawsuits. However, that doesn't mean that there's nothing existing at all. It's just stuff that's not publicly documented. Ratings and review, again, a summary of those ratings, where they came from, the general consensus of the platform that the ratings came from. And then the other one that would usually be listed here is called the services summary. So if the company does not have a document associated with the summary or overview, you won't see it here. So for instance, if there was not a document linked to ratings and review, you wouldn't see the button or the text here. Okay. I only want you to see what's actually there. Okay. Not empty links, not expired links, none of that stuff. Services, you'll see that stuff here. Compensation. Now I have compensation data for majority of the listings in my directory, and you'll see that here. But if I don't, you'll see a blank. Okay. And then like the assignment process, onboarding, things of that sort. If a company requires that you have experience, it will show, like if there's training provided, it'll show true. But if it's not, it'll show you, and I think it's on another page, that they prefer that you have experience. Then reviews again, here's that total review, and of course to that overview, and then the sentiment analysis. The ratings can vary based on the job board. So you may have a terrible review on Indeed, but an overall consensus across all job boards, or vice versa, an overall consensus on across all job boards, but then a great review on Indeed. Then you have your Better Business Bureau status, and then contact, their address, phone number, email address, and here are their social media profiles. So there are 6 total icons that will show here, but again, this will only show the ones that they actually have a link to. So Facebook, you'll see the actual Facebook page. LinkedIn, you'll see the actual LinkedIn. So if there's not an Instagram, you won't see an Instagram. If there was, you will see the Instagram icon here with a link to it. What else here? And then most importantly, the actual sign up link. So instead of having to call them and ask them how to sign up, instead of searching the web to find out where to register or sign up, the link is right here. And this is for all of the listings. All right, so go directly to the link, sign up, submit. Okay, so no more searching around, because you have some companies who have their job listings in a job board instead of directly on their website. And instead of you having to search for that or call and ask them for that or figure it out on your own, the job board will be linked here directly to that company's listings. What else here? That's it for the directory for each listing. Again, that's for 222 listings. Okay, all the links to my stuff here. We talked about the resources, job board. All right. One thing that inspectors need to be aware of when they're searching for jobs is that there are so many different types of inspections. So when you're filtering for the jobs, make sure you choose the one that you either have experience with or want to enter. If you've never done an inspection, you want to start with mortgage services or property inspections. Those are the easier ones to transition into, unless you do the training and you've done some mock inspections and you've got the CPI. That'll be even better. Then you can jump around if you want. But you want to make sure you're applying for the right type of inspection and that you're prepared for that. Okay. So yeah, just wanted to jump on here and show you what the directory looks like. And I'll even show you some of the back end stuff. So I know a lot of people are skeptical about this because it is the only one of its kind. A lot of people are burned from outdated old directories offering limited information, and they're burnt out just from working these inspections and getting paid scraps. So let me first of all filter so you don't see all my data, because y'all don't need to see all that. All right, so just to show you my database, if y'all can see that, just to show you my database, this is my database. You'll see here 222 items. This is the pay formula. So for those that have the pay on, you'll see that in their profile. Qualifications. It's a lot in here. Okay. Just not bull crap. It's a lot in here. And it took a lot to get all this. Being in tech, I understand how valuable data is. And I also understand how easy it is to get for some and not so easy for others. So I figured, for those who needed it, especially in this industry where people can easily get got and overworked and lied to, it's best to bring that stuff to the forefront. So that's what I did. You even have the pay minimums and maxes and such here. But they have 222 listings. I have another, where they go, 35 that I'm working on. These are the ones that haven't been vetted yet. So once I get those done and I have some others that I'm working on, we'll be at more than 250. And these are ones that are vetted, of course. Yeah. For those who are skeptical, I understand. So this is what I did this for. I'm open for any questions, concerns, any of that stuff. But if you're just looking to know more about the industry and what an inspection is, what it entails, just go to the website, sign up, and then you'd have access to the online training. So those training programs, which will be available in your profile. So programs. Go there, learn more about the program, learn more about the industry, and then we can go from there. What I will tell you is that I am now working on a series on the Nested Objects YouTube channel to talk about the hidden truths in this industry. I see that a lot of influencers who do this type of work, they only advertise and glorify the good parts of this industry, how much money they can make a day. So I see a lot of videos where they're saying, hey, I can make $400 a day. Do you want to make $1,000 a week with no certifications, no experience, just taking pictures of houses? That is true. I've done it. It's true. But what they're not telling you are the hidden truths. How much it costs for gas, how much time it takes, the obstacles that can delay or deter your route, like school buses, rush hour traffic, things that can really hinder your progress and cause a lot of frustration, honestly. The dangers of it, walking onto a property where you're not welcome, your rights, talking about your rights as an inspector, the rights as a homeowner, facing no trespassing signs. Talking about the realities of doing inspections. It's got to be rain, sleet, hail, sun, They want you out there in all type of weather conditions. Learning how to use discernment. The hidden costs with inspections, your HUD keys, your background check, things that you can do to get you ahead in the game, making sure that you're reliable, making sure that you have a quality smartphone to take pictures with. Google Pixel for me works best. I don't mess with Apple or any other phone because Google Pixel is a shoot and go type of device. The quality of the camera is superb and it's worked for me, and that kind of sets me apart most times. They don't talk about how your location, where you live, or where the services or the area that you'll be servicing determines your volume and your success. Someone can tell you that they have 200 inspections in an area that you can get, but you're in a rural area. And you have to take into account the distance from one location to another and then calculate how much you're getting paid for that inspection. $6 for an inspection and your inspections are 30 minutes apart is not a profit. It's barely even, it's an insult, honestly. So you have to consider those things. So you have to think about certain things before you take on a job. And most of those things are things dealing with your lifestyle, So I'm doing a series on that. I have my first 4 points up that I'm going to edit that video and get that submitted. There's about 12 things that I want people to know before they get into this industry, the hidden truths. So I've done 1 through 4. I'll do another 4 today and put that up probably at the end of this week. But yeah, follow the YouTube channel, subscribe, get your friends who are interested in the business, whether they're an existing inspector, aspiring inspector, realtor, notary. And I'm telling you something else. Notaries and realtors, they make the big bucks because they are already trusted officers of the state. So companies really look for them to sign up and get the work done. And I have partnerships with a couple of companies that are looking at my inspectors, preferably because they are either notaries or they've been through the training and they have that kind of trust factor when it comes to doing the work. But yeah, invite your friends who are interested in that, even those who are just unemployed or underemployed. This is simple work. For those who are physically able to do that, that's another thing people don't talk about. You can't be out of shape or lazy or unmotivated and get out and do this job. It won't work for you. You're getting in and out of a car in any weather condition. Speed is a factor in your success. You can't sit there and just, take a lunch break every hour. And you have to be able to move quickly. You have to know what you're looking for, take your picture and keep going. It is a moving position, something where you're moving around a lot, in and out of the hot sun, in and out of cold weather. So physical readiness is another variable. That's something else I'm going to talk about. But for the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and we'll get you going. We'll get you right. You can hit me up on info@nestedobjects with any questions. If you have my Facebook, you can hit me up there as well. There is a Nested Objects Network Facebook group. You can go there and sign up as well. And then, of course, you can submit your questions on the website. So happy inspecting, folks, and I'll see you in the field.
On the next episode of Nested Objects, we'll discuss the 12 truths that influencers forget to tell you about. Don't forget to hit subscribe and make sure you share this video with other inspectors.